Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got Dishonored 2 on the MSI GT62VR with that GTX 1070. Up in the left-hand corner, of course, you're going to see MSI Afterburner running as usual with GPU temperature, frames per second, CPU temperature, and system RAM usage. Now, this particular game is a newer title, and it does require some pretty serious CPU and GPU requirements here. So what I will do is we'll quickly take a look at settings here in a few seconds so that you guys can check that out. Right now our temperatures are about 67 on the GPU and about 80 on the CPU. And as we go into options, we'll take a look at visuals here, which is of course 1080p. Everything is set to ultra or the highest setting it can be, except for sharpness there, and I did take off one setting which I don't particularly like. VSync is off, adaptive resolution is off, FPS limiter is set to 120 because it's the highest that it can go. Triple buffering is off, and HBAO Plus is on. Motion blur in quality settings is also off because that's the one that I don't really like. Anywhere averaging here, once it gets ramped up and starts again, you're going to see our FPS start to climb from about 60 frames per second. This averages anywhere from 80 to 90 frames per second during gameplay. Just when we're first starting out here, for some reason it's right around that 60 to 65 frames per second mark, but quickly jumps, as you can see here, very quickly up into the 70s, 80s, and even 90s or over 100. As you can see, we're already up into the 100 range here, and it does dip back and forth between 60s to 100, so depending on where you are and how much is going on the screen, but it's definitely an average of definitely above 60 frames per second, which is very, very good for this on Ultra, being a brand new title. The GTX 1070 is handling this very, very well. As you can see, we're about 90 frames per second right now. There's not any action on the screen, but still very, very good for this particular game on this particular laptop.
Chance I could slip past all these uniformed assholes and get into the tower myself. Lady, you want to hear what I've got to say. I guarantee it. Lady Emily, you won't get far with that face, stamped on half the coins in the city.
There's a coup underway, and I'm being blamed for the Crown Killer murders. I don't care what my face looks like.
My name's Megan Foster. I work with an old ally of yours, Anton Sokolov. We learned something scary down in the south, and I came to warn you.
I know, Anton, but Corvo's gone. The Duke of Serkonos is here with a woman named Delilah. They massacred everyone in the throne room. Then she did something I can't explain. There was nothing to do but run.
Sometimes that's all you can do. This is my ship, the Dreadful Whale. We can head out as soon as you're ready.
I need to get to Karnaca where the Crown Killer murders started. Delilah must have been down there for a while, and I've got to figure out what's going on.
You're Corvo's daughter. I'll give you that. Should we go?
Yes, I'm ready. I still aboard Megan's ship? Feels odd.
So there you have Dishonored 2 on the MSI GT62VR with that GTX 1070. GPU temperature held in there at 68 degrees, CPU temperature right around 79 degrees, and system RAM usage just about 7 gigabytes out of that 16 gigabytes of system RAM. So everything held in really well on this newer title in Ultra preset. Again, if we look at our options, visuals 1080p, everything set to Ultra. The only thing off was motion blur. And then in our advanced settings, VSync, adaptive resolution were both off. FPS limiter set to 120, which it is currently doing. Triple buffering is off, and HBAO Plus is on. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. If you want to see any other games on this laptop, leave them in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Remember to like, and if you haven't done so before already, please subscribe, because that always helps me out. And I'll check you guys out on the next video.